In this tutorial, I'll be demonstrating how you can use Inkscape to create these unique shapes for designing logos, emblems, and labels. And I recently created a pack of 16 of these designs and gave them away for free on my blog. So I'll put a link in the description of the video if you want to check that out. You can go ahead and download these in vector format and use them however you'd like. And be sure to subscribe to my mailing list to be the first to receive designs like these when I send them out each month. As a subscriber, you'll also receive over 200 free design templates, including logos, avatars, textures, infographics, and so much more. I'll have some information about that down below, and with that out of the way, let's get started. So I'm going to show you how to create all 6 of these designs along with the outline going around the inner edge of them, and I'm going to start with this design right here. So let me move this out of the way, and I'm going to grab my square tool, and I'm going to hold the control key and click and drag to draw a square. And I'm going to convert that to a path by going to Path, Object to Path. And then I want to come down here and make sure it has a black fill and no stroke. Although it appears black, if you look down here where it says fill and stroke, it says unset for both. We don't want unset for either of those fields in order for what we're going to do next to work. So I'm going to click on the black swatch to make that black, and then I'm going to hold Shift and click on that red X to remove the fill, remove the stroke so that it says none in the stroke field. And once that's done, I'm going to grab the Select tool, and I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to select Clone, and choose Create Tiled Clones. And in this menu, the first thing I want to do is click on this button that says Reset to clear out any previous settings that you were using. We want to start fresh with what we're doing here. So I'm going to choose Rows and Columns, and I want to set this at 2 by 2, and then I want to come up here to this Symmetry tab, and from this drop-down, we want to choose this CMM option where it says Reflection, Reflection, and 180-degree rotation. Choose that, and then click Create. And it's going to create 4 mirrored copies of that design. So let me close out of this menu. So what happened was it created 4 copies of the original design. So we really have 5 items here. There's just the originals layered under this copy right here. So I want to take this copy on top, and you'll know you have it selected when you see down here in the fill and stroke, you see the red stripe for the fill and the stroke. Just press the delete key to get rid of that. We don't want that extra copy there. We want to select the original copy. And now if I grab the nodes tool, I can make transformations to this object and they'll be mirrored in all of these other objects. So I'm first going to click on this node right here, and I'll click on this button up here that says Make Selected Node Symmetric. And you can see what happens there. It's applied around all of the edges there. So I'll take this edge and click and drag this in like this. And then I'll just take this handle and hold Control and just bring that up and to the right like that. And then I'll do the same thing over here. I'll take this edge, and then I'll take this handle, hold Control, and bring this down into the left in the same direction. And then I'm going to take this and bring this down a little bit. And I'll maybe even expand this. And you can see we already have a pretty unique shape here that can be used as an emblem for a label design or an emblem design. So let me bring that in a little more, give this a little more shape. And once you're happy with how everything looks, you can select all 4 objects and go to Path and select Union, and it'll unify them, or you know what, I need the Select tool to do that. Select all 4 objects and go to Path and select Union, and we now have a single object. So let me show you now how to create that outline going around the inner edge. I'm going to right-click this object and go to Duplicate. And then I'm going to hold Shift and click on the white swatch to apply a white stroke, as you'll see indicated in the stroke column there. And then I'm going to remove the fill by just clicking on the red X right there. And then I want to open my Path Effects menu by going to Path and selecting Path Effects. And the path effect I am choosing is called Offset, so I'll grab that one. And I'm going to grab my Nodes tool, and I'm going to take this top node in the center and just bring this down like that. And you can change the size of the stroke if you'd like a thinner outline. So let me grab my Selection tool. I'm going to open up the Fill and Stroke menu by just double-clicking this fill stripe down here. And I'll come over here to the Stroke Style tab, and I can just increase or decrease this as I'd like. And then I'll adjust that a little more. And once you're happy with how that looks, you can convert that to a path too by going to Path, Object to Path, or just clicking on this button right here that says Object to Path. And now that first design is finished. So let me show you how to create this next design right here. This one's going to be a little different because we're going to be adding other shapes on top of the original shape. So let me take this and I'll get rid of it. I'm going to create another square, hold Control, click and drag to draw a square. It's going to draw invisible because it has a white stroke with no fill. We're going to fix that. Well, first we'll convert it to a path. And then we'll apply a black fill and get rid of the stroke by holding Shift and clicking the red X. Grab the Select tool and let's go back to Edit, Clone, and choose Create Tiled Clones. And the settings that we previously used should still be in place. So you don't have to do anything else here this time except for click the Create button and then close out of the menu. And then just take this object on top and get rid of it. So I'm going to grab the Rectangle tool again, and I want to turn on snapping. And I'm going to snap to the center or the middle of these, where these two objects meet right here. And I'm going to click and drag to draw a rectangle like that. And then I'm going to hold Shift and click on the original object to select it and go to Path, Union. And you can see now that transformation is applied to all of the other sides of the shape. And I'm going to do the same thing down here, only I'm going to add a circle. So let me grab the Circle tool. I'm going to hold Control and click and drag to draw a circle like that. And I'm going to grab this outer node here and just bring this out like this. I'm going to hold Control and bring this out. I'll bring this up to here, and then I'll hold Control, take this node and bring this out to here. And make sure you keep your cursor outside of the circle while doing this. If you move your cursor inside of the circle, you end up with something like that, which we don't want. So keep it outside of the circle until we end up with the quarter circle like that. And then we can convert that to a path, object to path. And then I'm going to snap this right here. And I may even enlarge this a bit. I'm going to hold Control and move this up like that. And I'm going to hold Shift and click on that object and unify them together by going to Path, Union, and that's going to apply to the other sides as well. So let me grab the Nodes tool now. Let me turn off snapping for the time being. I'm going to take these nodes right here and hold Control and bring them down. And then I'm going to apply the corners live path effect by clicking on that button. And I'm going to select just this node right here and just bring that down like that to round to that corner. And then we can convert that to a path as well. Or you know what, before we do that, let's grab the Select tool. Let's select all of these objects and go to Path and select Union. And we now have a new shape just like that. So let me duplicate this now to create the outline. I'm going to hold Shift, click the white swatch to apply the stroke, and I'm going to remove the fill by clicking the red X. And I'm going to apply the offset path effect again. We grab the Nodes tool, and I'll just bring this down like that. And if your corners are ending up rounded and you want sharp corners like I have, just make sure where it says Join that you choose Miter. And I want to make sure that this matches, or at least is close enough anyway. I'm going to come back here to the Stroke tool and change that to 3. There we go. And then I'll convert that to a path once I'm finished. And now we have that shape finished. So for this next shape, we're going to be working with the corners live path effect a little further. Instead of just creating rounded corners, we're going to create flat corners. So let me grab the Square tool again. Repeating the same steps as last time, I'm creating a square, applying the black fill, getting rid of the stroke. Or, well, actually, you have to convert it to a path first, otherwise it's going to make you do that again. So let me, once again, fill it in with black and remove the stroke data from there. And we'll go to Edit, Clone, and choose Create Tiled Clones. Click Create. There we go. We can close out of that. And take the one on top, get rid of it. And I'm going to grab the Nodes tool, and I'll come back over here to my Path Effects menu, and I'm going to choose, for this one, I'm going to choose Corners. And I'm going to choose Chamfer for this one. And I'm going to select just this node right here and click and drag that down like that, or over to the right. And you can see we now have a flattened corner. So let me bring that out a little more, actually. And now I will grab the Circle tool. I'm going to hold Control and click and drag to draw a circle. And now I'm going to take this handle right here and hold Control and bring that out like that so that we have a nice half circle. And I'll convert that to a path. And I want to rotate this around so that this flat edge matches this flat edge. So let me click on this to get the rotation handles. I'm going to hold Control and rotate this around 3 steps like that, clockwise. Turn snapping back on, and let me make this a little smaller first. I'm going to hold Control and scale it down. And I'm going to snap that right about there. In fact, I'm going to make it a little smaller first. And then we could snap that right there. Right in this. It should snap to the center. If you open up your snap settings, just make sure your settings match somewhat what mine look like. And you should be good. Okay, now I'm going to hold Shift, click on the original shape, go to Path, Union, and then it matches all around. Select all 4, go to Path, Union, and then we repeat the other steps that we did before to make the white outline going around the inside of it. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, let me get rid of that, and we will create the next one. For this next one, we're going to work with creating curved edges like you see here. So let me create another square. Let me convert it to a path. Fill it with black, remove the stroke. In fact, I'm just going to create a duplicate of this stroke or this object instead of having to do this over each time. So let me press Command D or Control D to make a duplicate, and I'll apply these transformations to the duplicate. So I'll go to Edit, Clone, Create Tiled Clones, click Create, close out of the menu, take the extra object on top and get rid of it. And now I'm going to select this object and I'm going to apply the corners path effect again. So let me come over here to the path effects menu and I'm going to choose corners. And for this one, I'm going to choose inverse fillet, and I'll select that corner right there and bring that in like that. And then I'm going to take this node and hold Control and move this down. And I'm just going to curve this edge like that. And I want to take this handle and hold Control and make sure that this handle is going straight horizontally. Otherwise, you're not going to get a fluid transition there in the center. And down over here for this handle, I'm going to hold Control and make that horizontal as well. And you can always lower this node, hold Control and bring that down to make this a deeper curve, or bring it up to make it less deep. And right now, the shape is a little too vertically oriented, so I'm going to take these top nodes right here and bring them down. There we go. And let me see what else I did with that one. So I also applied this circular shape or this oval shape to the side of that. And let me grab the ellipse tool, hold Control and click and drag to draw the ellipse, convert that to a path, and rotate that around while holding Control. And I'll bring this over here. Let me scale this one up. I'm going to make this one a little bigger. And I want to make sure that the bottom edges of these objects are aligned. So let me bring this over here. You can do that with snapping or with the align menu. I'll just temporarily turn on snapping, and then I'll just snap that down there like that. Let me bring that in a little bit. And let me hold Shift and click on that object and go to Path Union, see how that works. Okay, looks pretty good. And now I could just take all of these objects and unify them together by going to Path Union. And we now have another shape. Okay, so for this next one, we're going to create a similar design, only it's going to be rounded up top with straight edges as well. So let me grab my duplicate shape over here. I'm going to press Command D or Control D to duplicate that. And once again, we'll do the tiled clones. And for this one, let me grab the nodes tool and take those nodes and hold Control and bring them down a little bit. And I'm going to use the corners path effect for this one as well. We're going to use inverse fillet, and I'll round that out a little bit. And up top here, you can see we just have a circle. So let me grab the circles and ellipses tool, hold Control. Let me fill that in with a color. There we go. And rotate this around. And let me get rid of the stroke. So let me hold Shift and click on the, you can't see it because it's on a white background, but there's a white stroke applied to that object. I'm going to hold Shift and click on the red X to get rid of that. And let me move this, scale that up a little more. So I'm going to grab the selection tool, turn on snapping, and I want to snap this right to the middle of these two objects where they meet. And I'm just going to hold Control and move that down. Let me try that again. And I'm going to make that a little bigger, still holding Control. And then I'll hold Shift and click on this shape and go to Path and select Union. Now I'm going to grab the Nodes tool and take all of these nodes right here, hold Control and move them down, just to collapse the shape a bit. Maybe move it up just a tiny bit, and that looks pretty good. So I'll take those objects, unify them together, and there we go. Now we have another shape. And for the final design, I'll show you how to create this shape right here. So let me take the square, apply the tiled clones once again. Get rid of the original up top. And now I'm just going to take this node out here, this node over here, and bring this out like that. And I'll curve this. And I want to hold Control and make sure that this handle is going straight up like that. And I'll take this and bend that down. I'll make this one dip down a little bit. Make that come out like that. Make this dip in further. Move it out a little further. And I'll take both of these actually and move them down a little bit. And now I will go to the Corners Live Path Effect, and I'm going to choose Chamfer for this one. And I'm going to select this node right here and give that a straight edge, just like that. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now I could select all of them, unify them together. And there we have our final shape. So hopefully you get the idea by now. That's how you can use tiled clones and various path effects to create these unique shapes in Inkscape. If you found this lesson useful, then consider checking out my Inkscape masterclass. It's a collection of over 60 videos where I go over all of the tools and features in Inkscape, and I explain what they are and demonstrate how they work. Kind of like how I did in this video. We even have a private community where you can ask questions and get help from me anytime you want. And best of all, there's no monthly membership fees. You just pay $17 one time and you're in for life. I'll have some information about that down below if you want to check that out. As always, thanks for watching.